Good afternoon. Welcome to BYJU'S exam prep. Welcome to your Tuesday editorial analysis. My name is Savitri Krishnamurthy. I teach English and logic at BYJU'S. As you know, in our weekly editorial analysis, the focus is on your reading comprehension. How much do you understand of what has been stated by the editor, what has been implied by the editor in the editorial? So there would be 4 or 5 questions based on the passage and another couple of questions based on vocabulary and grammar. Good afternoon, Virendra, Sonali, Nidhi, Prasanna. So I hope you are supplementing this editorial analysis with additional practice passages for CAT. Alright, for any exam, practice is the key to success. So you have to time yourself so that you can finish reading a passage in 3.5, 4 minutes depending on your speed of reading. Look at the questions, look at the answer options, eliminate the options and come to the right one. Alright, so the questions that I give are obviously a little easier than what you would see in CAT, but this is because when you're doing it in a group, it is you need to just get your fundamentals right. Alright, I will show you each slide for 30 seconds, after which we will read 40 seconds. Alright, let's start. Okay, let me move out. Now it's visible. Okay, let me just move to the next slide. I should have kept this here. Give me a second. Next slide. Okay. Fine. Next slide. All right, now quickly tell me what was the subject of the passage. Good afternoon, Zilani. What was the subject of the passage? Subject, one word. I mean, 2-3 words will do, not a sentence. Quickly tell me, what do you think, what would you say is the subject? I'm not asking the genre, so don't tell me science and technology, okay? What was the subject of the passage? Quickly. No. What was the subject, Zilani, again? Because you joined now. But finally, what is it about, Rahul? The intricate journey about the vaccine, but what is it finally about? Is it about the vaccine or is it about the people who made the vaccine and won the Nobel Prize. नहीं वो तो टाइटल होगा and it is not the right title, by the way. Prasanna, inchoate idea becomes reality is a nice quote, but it is not. If you give this as the so when we talking of titles of passages for CAT or any aptitude test, you should look at an option which will tell you the story of the passage. Inchoate idea which became a reality can be the movie Jawan also. I had an inchoate idea, Shahrukh Khan ko aise dikhana hai, bana diya. It became a big hit, right? It is about the Nobel Prize, about winners of the Nobel Prize for Medicine and Physiology, about conditions which help people win it. That is what the passage is about, alright? All the things you stated is correct. But finally you have to understand what did the author say that. So, which of the following is in line with the author's main argument in the passage? Please give me the answers quickly. Then I will show you the passage again for 30 seconds each. And you decide which one is the correct one. First, give me your answers. You can correct yourself if you need to be corrected. You may give me the right answer in the, okay? What do you think is the right answer for question 1? One answer says D. Virendra also says D. Nidhi says D. Okay. Alright. Most of you seem to say D. Why not 1? Because the author says that they were at the right time and the right place. There's so many people with path-breaking discoveries who are nominated for the Nobel Prize but don't win it. These people, on the other hand, it was a given. It was like the New Zealand-Netherlands match when you say, ठीक है. There was a person on radio hosting. Can you believe it? New Zealand won. I didn't know whether she was being funny or sarcastic or was serious. New Zealand ने कल Netherlands को हराया. Oh yeah, is that breaking news? Is that a surprise? Yeah, India and Australia at least, yeah, it's not a surprise, but yeah, it's not a given who's going to win. In this case, it was because the vaccine has helped saved people's lives, and so in terms of helping the greatest number of people, they did. Just so the author has said that the COVID vaccine helped them win. But from there, you can't say that had the COVID vaccine not been there, they wouldn't have won. वो नहीं बोलेंगे. Alright, this is wrong logic. Alright, then only because of COVID-19 pandemic, we don't know. Maybe they would have won otherwise. But the pandemic definitely helped. Alright, but we don't know what would have happened had the pandemic not. Maybe they would have won. Should have won in 2005. Basically, the author is saying whatever they did now, there was only little variation of what they actually discovered in 2005. So the author kind of says that the main discovery was done in 2005. But that doesn't mean its effectiveness was only felt now, therefore they got it now, therefore D is the answer. You don't need to go back to the passage. Excellent. Alright, what is the meaning of this sentence? This Nobel is also significant in that it recognizes the contribution of a woman of science. None of the following can be inferred except. इसका मतलब क्या है? Do you have to find an option which cannot be inferred, or do you have to find an option which can be inferred? Based on that, tell me which is the right answer. None can be inferred except means what are you looking for, and then tell me what's the right answer. Rahul says it's A. Do the others agree with Rahul? Is it A or is it something else? Virendra thinks it's D. A and D are the answers so far. Sonali thinks it's D. Tarun thinks it's D. Arun thinks it's A. The names are rhyming. Kota thinks it's A. Prasanna thinks it's D. So the answer is between A and D. Now what is the rule for an inference? What is the rule for an inference answer? What did I tell you? If you have to say, I can infer this, pakka, from this statement, no doubt about it. There should be no scope of doubt in your mind when you mark that option. Did the author say it will break the gender barriers? It will break it. No, he just said it is significant, it is notable, it is noteworthy that a woman won it. And then he has given a lot of statistics to tell you how women are not even 1/10 of the number of men who won it. Therefore, it is significant because it recognizes women, and we can infer that a woman winning the Nobel Prize is not a very common event, right? So, which one points to that? It's A, not D. He has not said this will, break things. Next year, more women will win. This is going to set the trend. Nothing like that. It may not. So, the correct answer is A, not D. Are you clear why and what? Why it is A instead of D? He has not said it's going to break the gender barriers. May is not okay. May help. Also, we don't know. We can't say, but may will bring in all kinds of possibilities. All we can say for sure, if may has also been given and A has been given, you can say A for sure based on what's given in the passage, Virendra. But yes, may would have made it a better option to mark. Okay, but earlier also women have won, no, and hasn't helped. Still fewer women. All right. It may be 50% chance, okay, but that 50% chance also has not been indicated by the author. Author has just said it's notable that a woman has won it. It's indicating it's not a very common event. Got it? All right. Which of the following can be inferred about the scientific research from the information given in the passage? For this is a specific idea question. If you want, I will take you back to the passage. Which one can be inferred about scientific research? Do you remember the paragraph where he mentions something about scientific research in general, and then you decide which one is the right one? Arun thinks it's D. Virendra thinks it's D. Rahul also thinks it's D. Let's quickly go back to the scientific research part. Sorry. What has he told us here? That the best results come from intersectoral collaborations and steadfast scientific research conducted against all odds. That means cooperation in the scientific field between sectors will help, all right, and in the face of those who persevere, those who don't give up. So B and C, it's D. He did not say if they work alone, they can't achieve. There are certain fields where you can work alone and still achieve, right? All right. Next, which of these can be inferred about the choice of winners for the Nobel Prize? Do you want me to take you back to the passage? Tell me. Just quickly tell me if you want me to take you back to the passage. The choice of winners for the Nobel Prize. Nobel Prize, we should be pronouncing it as Nobel Prize. Too many contenders, abundance of path-making achievements, Man more likely to be selected, or timing and context? Which one do you think is correct? He has mentioned an abundance of path-breaking achievements. He has mentioned men being more than women. All right, and he has mentioned that it's not easy to win the Nobel Prize because there are many, many contenders for it. But we all know that he said, however, the same medical advancement that they had, the breakthrough had happened in 2005. But it is the pandemic and the use of that breakthrough, with a few tweaks obviously, which helped them win it. So the time and context is important. He has mentioned it in the first paragraph and again mentioned it later. Excellent. All right. Which of the following is closest in meaning to the word inchoate in the context of the passage? Inchoate. Developed, brilliant, nascent, or mature? Inchoate. Do not look at your dictionaries. First give me the answer, then you can look it up. Okay, I don't mind. Actually, I tell students you can refer to the dictionary even if you face a word. But first give me the answer, then test yourself. Did I sentence please? Okay, I'll take you back. Good, Virendra. That's a good question. When you don't know the meaning of a word outright, the context is important. Inchoate कहाँ है? Let's see. Here. All right. They made modification, they eased delivery paths, they managed to get rid of inflammatory reactions, and an inchoate idea was finally teased into fruition. Okay, what does that? I should have given that also. So inchoate means, Virendra, now give me the answer. If I had given this, it would be correct. Something that is just being formed, not yet fully developed, or newly formed. All right. Actually, inchoate means not developed, not complete, immature, in the stages of forming. That is called inchoate, in the beginning stages of formation. All right. Okay. What's the meaning of the expression? The rest, of course, is history. When do you use that? They gave Sachin Tendulkar a bat, selected him, the rest, of course, is history. Iska matlab kya hua? I like the humility with which Rahul Dravid reacted to the name of Rachin. Rachin Ravindra, that they were inspired by your name. He said, yeah, there seems to be more of Chin and less of Ra in that name. That was so funny. Yeah, what do you think the rest, of course, is history means? B and C are the most common. I mean, obviously, they are the close options. All right. The rest is history. What we mean is everybody knows what happened, so we don't tell it. Therefore, it is, of course, part of history, which is why everyone knows, but that is not the context in which we say it. We normally say the rest is history means, aapko to pata hai kya hua? Why should I tell? All right, rest is history and everybody knows what happened after that. That's what you mean. All right, so the answer is B, not C. So the thing is, it can mean, it can refer to some extraordinary event. It can mean something will go into history. It doesn't mean D. A and C are close, but not the right one. All right. Which of the following is true about in vitro transcription? Okay, I'll take you back to the passage. from here somewhere. All right. During the 1980s, a method called in vitro transcription permitted the idea of using mRNA for vaccine and therapy to take off. I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. But enthusiasm to work on this flagged. What does flagged mean? If your enthusiasm flags, what does it mean? Goes up or goes down? If your enthusiasm for watching cricket flagged since IPL took over and throughout the year there seems to be cricket. So our enthusiasm pehle kya hota tha when there was a test match in the same city where you're living, Bangalore or Chennai. No, flagging means going down. Okay. Flagging means going down. Okay. You flag an issue means focus on it, but enthusiasm flagging means going down. It's the same word. English is a funny language, and Bill Bryson wants us, there's a book he's written called Mother Tongue, very funny, but he wants us to believe that it's a wonderful language. It might be, it is. I'm an English teacher. It's my bread and butter, but it's a funny language. Okay, it says one thing. See, I'll tell you some of the words which are called Janus words, which mean the opposite. Okay. All right, so what are the things that you know about this vaccine? About the in vitro thing? Rahul, somebody's already given me the answer, I don't know who. Question 7. Found in the 1980s. Yeah, so the doubt that some of the students had is, was it found? It was an idea used in the 80s. I think we can infer that it was found in the 80s. Okay, so it was D. That's the only, when I gave this option, I thought there was an idea in the 80s that you could do, and so I said, okay, 80s, the idea took off, so let's assume it was found. That I just thought I was right in my interpretation of that sentence. I could be wrong. All right. Now, this is an interesting sentence. Some student, when he was asking a doubt in one of my classes, said that he finds these kind of contextual vocabulary, replacing the given word with another word, the most difficult. And rather than difficult, he says he finds it time-taking. Right, so I thought I would give that. Replace the underlined, yahan pe highlighted hoga, word in the passage. This is the exact sentence as it's given in the passage, so you don't have to go back to the passage. With the words from the options without changing the meaning. So you have to use words from the options here instead of inevitably and against all odds, so that the sentence doesn't change. This is similar to your sentence equivalence that is used in GRE. It's a little more difficult. There is only one blank there, or do they use two? And you have to replace it with 2 words. All right. Okay. One blank. Yeah, there. So in certain contexts, inevitably can mean eventually, but generally it isn't. Inevitably means something which is unavoidable, something that you can't escape. Okay. So eventually is not what he is actually saying. He is saying it's a synonym, but what he is saying, and again, is that is the predicted end. All right, but under extraordinary conditions is definitely not the substitute for against all odds. Unavoidably is correct, but not in all likelihood. Against all odds means against, people don't expect you to win and you win. Like in 1983, India won the World Cup against all odds. 183 runs in 83 or 87 in 60 overs. Nobody thought they would win. And Vivian Richards was going great guns. Me, the fool, had shut off the TV and told everybody in the house, koi TV nahi lagayega. And I went home and I was crying. This is the only chance of us winning the World Cup, and we have kicked it off. And then brothers banging the door and telling me, come, we are winning. So somewhere in the middle of the night, woke up to see that now I have given you a hint about my age. to see India winning. So unavoidably works, but in all likelihood doesn't work. Ineluctably means inevitably, unavoidably, and against all odds means defying all odds. Okay. Dubiously doesn't work. Doubtful, dubious means doubtful. In all probability also doesn't work. All right. So some students said, even if I know the words, I make mistakes, which is why we can have a couple of these instead of just vocabulary. All right. Identify. Oh yes, Virendra, you know what happened when it was 2 for 3. I switched off. Yeah, band kar do. Television, everything off. I actually made a few more questions then, but that's what happened. All right, which of the following is grammatically correct? Defying means breaking, going against. If you defy my order, defy my something that somebody said, that means you are breaking it. You are refusing to obey. Refusing to obey is defy, go against. All right. Nidhi thinks it's A. Rahul thinks it's A. Tell me what is wrong with B, C, D if you think it's A. Just tell me first what is wrong with B if it is A. What the concept of grammar I want you to understand is modifiers. Okay. Who is undeterred? Who is not afraid of any hurdle? It was Carrico who was undeterred. So the subject has to follow the modifying word or phrase. Here it is not the course of developing methods which is undeterred. Okay. So between A and C, what is the difference? Kept on and kept up. Kept on and kept up. All right. For therapy and in therapy. And the correct answer is kept on the course. She did not deviate from the course to use it for therapy, for curing people. All right. So the correct answer is A. All right. I hope you enjoyed that session. All right. Join our session, unlock your free trial. Join our classes, unlock your free trial. Join our test series. Comprehensive course for 23-24 has also started. Join us on social media and get notifications of all our classes, all our upcoming courses, CAT and non-CAT. Okay, you like the session, please press the like button so that I can continue taking your classes. I will see you again tomorrow at the same time with a session on SNAP English, General English. Those of you who are taking the symbiosis aptitude test will find the English language easy. I'm trying to keep the sessions to 30-35 minutes, Virendra. There's no point in just extending it. Okay, I like sessions to be 30 minutes. All right, sometimes it gets extended beyond that, but the editorial was short too. And tomorrow's session would be on grammar, vocabulary, and other questions asked in SNAP. I have patterned the session on last year's SNAP paper, give variations of questions. So if you are taking the symbiosis test, join me tomorrow at 12. I will see you. Otherwise, I'll see you again next week, next Tuesday, same time. See you. Bye-bye.